This is Sam Menzies, the Pocket Rocket, and you're watching Sport Icons.
Okay, so Frank Warren, he spoke to Simon Jordan of TalkSport earlier on today, and he says that there's still a possibility of a Usyk-Fury fight for Undisputed if it was to take place in July, and if Usyk wants to pay Daniel Dubois some step aside, if that's something that they're interested in, I should say. Now, for those who don't really follow boxing too much, that sounds like, okay, good. Let's pay Daniel Dubois a little bit of step aside, and let's see the undisputed fight between Fury and Usyk. Now, unfortunately, that's not the reality of it, because if, for example, Fury and Usyk wanted to fight each other in July, okay, pay Daniel Dubois a step aside. But that's only one hurdle, because if Daniel Dubois steps aside, as per the order from the WBA, then the IBF, who was ordered before the WBA, but then retracted it by saying, okay, due to the order of things, we'll allow the WBA to go next. But then the IBF will go, okay, well, you've had your window of opportunity now. Now we want Usyk to take on our IBF mandatory in Filip Hrgović. So in which case, then you're going to have to negotiate with Filip Hrgović to step aside also. Now, I know some people will say, well, it doesn't really matter, as long as they get down the bar to step aside, everything's fine, because Hrgović, he can't fight currently Usyk, until Dan Dubois has had his shot. No, that is not true at all. Because again, you have to realise that the IBF are only allowing the WBA to go next out of courtesy, because it's the order of things, right? The last mandatory shot was Usyk for WBO. Before then, IBF, Kubrat Pulev. Before then, WBA, Alexander Povetkin. So the order of things is that. So the WBA are just merely obliging, is what they're doing. They're trying to keep things fair, trying to keep things consistent. But the fact that their IBF mandatory has not been fulfilled in quite some time, they're going to be running out of patience. Because already they're looking at it going, okay, so Fury Usyk, they're going to be having their undisputed fight, and then it's going to be the WBA, and then it's going to be us. Do you think that we're going to wait until July, and then wait for the WBA, and then maybe we'll get ours in maybe early part of next year? No chance. We ain't going to wait. And you have to remember, out of all the sanctioning bodies, the IBF are the most stringent. They are. And if Dan Dubois was to get paid step aside, are the IBF going to go, okay, fair enough, we'll wait? No. And do you think that Filip Hrgović is going to take step aside money? Very unlikely. Filip Hrgović just said once before, he ain't stepping aside. So in order for Fury and Usyk to get it on, they're going to have to convince Dan Dubois firstly, which shouldn't be too difficult. Then Filip Hrgović, and then maybe the WBO in Joe Joyce. Quite what that situation is, we don't know. They haven't had an official mandate yet, but they could do. So no, I don't think that we're going to see Fury Usyk in July. If we do, there's a very real chance it's going to be not for Undisputed. It's going to be pretty much for Tyson Fury's WBC and whatever else. So no, I don't buy into what Frank Warren's saying. I really don't. I know some people may say that, well, Hrgović, you have to wait for Dubois. No, the IBF do not have to do that. There is no rule that says that that's what they have to do. They're merely doing it out of common courtesy. And if WBA don't go next, you can betcha that the IBF will jump in and go, all right, see you later. Usyk, you're fighting Hrgović. Simple as that. My thoughts, drop me yours, click the button, subscribe. Catch you next video.